You going to step up or not?
What's up, everybody? Ninja Dale back to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing a Spider-Man Far From Home non-spoiler movie review. And this movie blew my expectations by like very, very far. Like, I did not expect it to go as well as everyone else says it is. Like, my God, it is really, really good. And at first, I'm not a real Spider-Man fan, but I do like the character a lot to where you can't dislike him in any of these like MCU movies. Like, he's just too good for the role. Tom Holland, you did it again. You played an amazing Spider-Man role in this film. You advanced a lot more than Homecoming, Endgame, and Infinity War. And Civil War. You've done a lot more than those. Like, he's stepping up his game in this movie. He's trying to lead up to the next Iron Man, even though he's not going to be the next Iron Man. He's going to be who he says he's going to be. He is just going to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man who can show the world that he is not afraid to save the world, even though he wants to protect his own identity and his friends. So, he really is really cool in this movie. And the cast members in this are really superb. Who else? Jake Gyllenhaal plays as Mysterio, or Mr. Beck. He steals the show in this movie. He really, oh man, like, I need another sip. Another great Marvel villain that we haven't gotten in a long time besides Thanos. Like, them two are like another back-to-back villains I really love. Kind of like Killmonger. Last year he was my favorite. He's still kind of my favorite, even though they killed him off and everything, but I guess maybe in the Black Panther 2 we'll see if he returns or whatnot. But with this movie, Mysterio plays an amazing role as a villain secretly. Now, in the trailers and everything, you're given the fact that he's trying to lead up to becoming a hero just because Tony Stark's dead and everything, and he has a very big unveiling plan that he loves to share to the rest of the world, or most likely Peter and Nick. But it'd be just too good for him to mention out to all of them, so he rather keeps it intact so he can remain as a hero and everything. But other than that, his plan merely goes into success. But I mean, you gotta see the movie for what happens. But the chemistry between him and Parker were really good. Like, when he was faking his role to become, like, being a hero. I mean, it's quite obvious. If you haven't read the comics or anything, he is a villain for Spider-Man. And he was very deceptive in this movie, trying to act like he was a hero from another universe, even though he was from another universe. It's just, also what they didn't mention much in this movie is the multiverse. I mean, they mentioned it in the one scene where Mysterio and Peter and Nick and Maria Hill, they're all there together. He just mentions that one part that he's from a multiverse, and that was it. So that's the only hint that we've ever gotten from that. So they might tease a little bit more in the future with Marvel, but God, who knows? We'll zip off on that. But Jake Gyllenhaal, he plays a fantastic role this movie as Mysterio. I really liked him a lot. You got a weird twist in the ending of this movie, like the third act, definitely. So if you guys need to watch the movie to like know what's going on, because he does a really fantastic role in this movie. Nick Fury, on the other hand, he doesn't play a huge role in this movie, which is very reasonable, and it's really good, because he didn't steal the show like he did in Captain Marvel. Like, it's crazy. He's been in 3 Marvel movies in a row this year, like all of them basically. Spider-Man, Far From Home, Endgame, and then Captain Marvel. And I mean, the last movie he was like shown for like a couple seconds, and that was it. But it was funny how they're referring some stuff from like the last movies into this movie. Like, this is the last movie of Phase 3, if you think about it, and they're moving on by next year for Black Widow to being the beginning of Phase 4, and it's gonna be a whole new chapter But that movie is gonna be like basically a prequel from like the past, and then from like the next movie on, like the Eternals, they're gonna move on to a huge new storyline, which is gonna be very, very awesome. But yeah, back to Nick Fury. He plays a really reasonable role in this movie. I liked him quite a bit. He was a bit of a jerk to Spider-Man throughout the movie, but in ways that kind of helped Spider-Man build up his character and confidence to becoming more than what he told himself he was going to be. And Maria Hill, she was on side some of the time. She didn't get huge, big screen time in this movie, but I'm 100% fine with that. Really, she's not too special, but yeah, she's special enough to feature in this film, especially with Nick Fury. And those are really the main characters. And then Ned and MJ, because they're like the next big like side characters as well from their classmates. And I would start off with Ned. He actually he's pretty funny in this movie. He's not too much of the guy in the chair for Spider-Man, but he needs a vacation, man. He needs to take a break. He needs to chill, even though he hasn't done much with Spider-Man, but he needs a break once in a while. And MJ, Peter's lover, I don't know why he did that. She plays a really good role in this movie. Some people right next to me are like, "Who's that?" I was like, "That's MJ." He's like, "Mary Jane?" Like, yeah, it's been confirmed in Homecoming. He's like, "What? I didn't see Homecoming." I was like, "You doofus, what are you doing?" Like, it's happened it's happened before where I brought friends that haven't seen Infinity War, and yet that they were seeing Endgame. It's like, are you kidding me? I had to tell you what happens before this first scene happens. So it gets weird from there, but poor me, I know. Other than that, MJ was a really good role in this film. She was very smart. She had a little bit of connections with Peter in some aspects. Like, she was getting very suspicious of him time by time, every time he does something, when Nick Fury was calling on him or something. So that's that. And the villains, besides Mysterio, the Elementals, they all played a pretty alright role in the movie. It's very small in some scenes, like Hydro Man. It's just an elemental. And then same with Magma Man. Like, he plays in the little carnival over at, I think, France or something. I can't remember. I don't know how I not remember that, but he played a pretty interesting role. I say he, it's an elemental, for God's sake. And then the big creature itself, whatever it was at the very end of the movie, that was pretty huge as well. But I cannot go into spoilers. I can't. I'll probably maybe do a spoiler review in the future or not. I don't know. But all I know is the villains, they were pretty good in the movie. They weren't like highly like the best, but they were way better than Men in Black villains. I'm telling you that. Like, International, that sucked. But yeah, the villains are alright in this movie. By that, the whole overall plot with the whole class traveling around the world and Spider-Man getting in the middle of some serious situations in the middle of it were really intense and really good. Some of his decisions he's been making are really high, and yet they're nearly caused him and his friends to die, but in some ways they've gone through them, and Spider-Man obviously saves the day. Or does he? Who knows? But I would definitely give this movie an 8.4 out of 10, just because there's a lot that they've went all out in this movie. John Watts, that's his name, that directed the movie. He directed the first the Spider-Man Homecoming. He did a really good job of that. It shows a whole aspect of what high school looks like for Peter. In this movie, it shows a lot more for vacation for Peter and with his classmates, and it's really cool, especially with all like the mixtures of what's happening with Mysterio, what he's capable of, versus Spider-Man. It's like a weird, complicated, complex complication between like just some of the stuff they've been going through. So it's really crazy. And so yeah, and of course, you got Happy in the movie. Of course, he plays a really good role in the movie. I say that to every character. What the heck, man? What am I doing to myself? I need a sip. Yeah, he really is he's really good in this movie. Same with Aunt May. Very little role, but she's awesome, man. Especially, there's like one scene where she throws a banana at Peter's like, oh, where's your Peter tingle? And he's like, please stop saying that. Every time someone mentioned tingle to Spider-Man, it just made me and my friends crack up. It was just too hilarious. There's so many references to like what happens to like Avengers Endgame and some of the other movies. Very surprising. First, like some scenes with the Mysterio and everything, with the people who's been interacting to create his master plan. Like it's really good. You guys have to watch the movie to understand. It is really good. I highly recommend it. And this is July 2nd that the movies came out, so it's really good. And did not expect it to come out on a Tuesday, in my opinion. It's just kind of a weird schedule, but it's supposed to come like on Wednesday or something. But oh well, we got early, and I'm really satisfied. That's like our early 4th of July birthday gift for us. So there you guys have it for Spider-Man Far From Home. And oh my god, that was pretty long. I don't know how long it was, but I don't care. But if you guys did enjoy that awesome movie review of Spider-Man Far From Home, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We already made it to 200 subs. Thank you guys for the massive support. You guys are really amazing. Sorry about that little start, like, amazing. But yeah, it was really awesome. Thank you guys so much. I did see the 200 drop up and down a little bit from like 201, 200, then 199. Then went back to 200. Now it's at 201. That's really cool. Thank you guys so much. You guys blew my world away by doing this. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's another step to the greater good. And I like to see my channel grow, and I need to be more creative with it. I have an Elgato. I can't record it yet because, especially with Xbox and all that stuff, because I don't have a 3.0 USB port in my computer, because that's what it at least requires for you to record with. And for the monitor, you need an HDMI cord to connect with both Elgato and Xbox. And this monitor here does not do that. So yeah, it's a bit of an entanglement. I've got lots of money to save for this, and I'm working with what I got. So hope you guys do enjoy that video, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Have a great day, everyone. Peace out, Spider-Man.